We're back on a healthy dose, and I'm joined by Coach Drew as we explore the impact of fatherhood in early childhood. Now, what kind of foundation does a present, emotionally engaged father lay for a child's future?
Well, again, a present, emotionally engaged father, I like to think about words like maturity and healing and growth. And
Mm,
it's dependent upon that. Good intentions aren't good enough.
right.
So when you limit your own growth because you don't look at your history and maximize the learnings from that, it's hard to pass that on to the next generation. And I think
So
that's
true.
the biggest opportunity that fathers have. We want our children to go further and reach higher than we did,
Hmm.
but that's going to involve you being intentional about giving them what's good from what you've learned from your own life.
And yeah, again, you have to be willing to learn those life lessons. If you don't learn
Yes.
yourselves, you can't pass them on,
Yes.
right?
Things like forgiveness seem unrelated,
Hmm.
but they're pretty important.
It's very important.
And I know you and I have talked
Yeah.
about grief before,
Hmm.
grief and loss. And
Hmm.
most of the times we don't realize that when there's not forgiveness, we
Right.
don't move through a process of grieving and we don't move through a process of healing. And
Hmm.
inevitably, we pass on the very thing that we don't want to pass on.
Right.
So my father, his father abandoned them in their childhood.
Oh, wow.
And he had this intense love and desire for his family to stay together.
Mm,
And the core of that was anxiety. There was a fear of loss.
right.
And what do we do when we're afraid? We try to take control.
Mhm.
So I grew up thinking of my dad as the angry, controlling guy. I didn't realize that he was the loving, afraid guy.
Right, and yet that little it's just like a little tweak,
A little
right?
tweak, right? It's the other side of the coin,
Yeah,
right? So where there is pain, the other side there's purpose and there's
right.
healing. So it's important to say, let me look at this so I can see and get through to the other side so I can
Mhm.
give the best to my kids. So thankfully, I believe in faith and God helped
Mhm.
me to understand forgiveness. So I forgave my dad and I learned about his history and I learned about
Right,
those experiences. My dad and I have a wonderful relationship now. And I believe that I'm better able to have a better relationship with my children and foster children
right.
now because of the health in my relationship with my dad.
It's so good to hear. So, what are some of the long-term benefits you've seen in kids who have had actively engaged fathers? It's probably pretty obvious.
Well,
They're probably thriving, right?
yeah. And some of the common things are, a, yes, a true sense of confidence, but also there's a difference between confidence and competence. So, quite often, fathers who are present, they help their children develop competencies
Right.
by believing in them. So their self confidence fuels their pursuit of the competence,
Okay.
right? So you are worth it. I believe in you.
Right.
When we highlight the traits of our children, right? When we look at them and we say,
Mhm.
you know what, you could do XYZ because you're intelligent.
Right.
You're gifted, you're determined. When we call out these beautiful things in our children, it's more important than what we actually see them doing. It's who we see them being. And as
Oh, good
fathers,
point.
we get to see our
Mm,
children. We get to know them. And that's the most important thing that you can give to your child, the gift of being known, the gift of
wow.
being seen. And that translates into the confidence that will build competence in anything that they do.
Oh, I love that. Okay, what impact can healthy fatherhood have on the emotional regulation and self-esteem and resilience? I think you pretty much hit that. It really does impact it, this ability to show the competence that they can walk in this. It doesn't mean they're perfect or anything, or that they're not going to fail,
Right.
but they have this
Yeah.
safety from that. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
There's another aspect that I find particularly coming to bear as I'm the foster children of three boys. It's
Busy, busy, busy.
it is busy. And my wife, she is a very strong woman. But something's a little bit different in my relationship with these
Mm,
boys. they have gravitated to me probably because of the loss of their father.
For sure.
Um, but there is this regulation that happens when we engage because I'm finding this balance between being very firm, clear, and structured without being harsh.